Hello, my dear Taurus. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between December 16 to December 31st, 2016, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So I will start shuffling your cards. December 21, we will have the midwinter solstice. This is the longest night of the year in the northern hemisphere, since the South Pole will be tilted towards the sun, which have reached its southernmost position in the sky and will be over the Tropic of Capricorn. December 21 till 22, we will also have the Earth's meteor shower. And December 29, we will have the new moon in daytime, kind of marking the new year. So I call the divine with love and light, and I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and I call the 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Taurus viewers. I want my dear Taurus to have love in their life. Also, I want them to find themselves having creative success and walking towards their highest path, towards their highest destiny. Okay, so timing. It's finished. So I'll just tune in a little bit. Okay. So, Taurus, this is your future. This is your now, and this is your past. The now here is probably the last part of December 2016, but whenever you watch this, it's probably exactly the right time for you to see it. So the first card for you is King of Swords. So King of Swords might be an Aquarius person or any air sign person. It might also be a judge or person that's very analytic or up in their head. It might be you as well. But this is also a very grown-up person, very leveled. They are not so edgy anymore. Like the Knight of Swords is more edgy. The Queen of Swords might be a little withdrawn for people and maybe a little bit bitchy because she thinks that she's judging them, seeing that they are not really living up to her standards. The King of Swords is more calm. He sees that war is not the end game. It's not what's going to give him the thing that he wants, but he's still prepared for one. If you want to give him war, he will be able to face this. It's a person seeing things a little bit from above. They might be a bit chilly. It might be like an archetype within you, like a father figure that kind of grants you if you are doing the wrong thing, or not want you to eat candy on a Wednesday, or preventing you from drinking that second drink. It's that kind of personality within you that's not want you to run around with the wrong kind of girls or boys. So we'll see where it goes with this. It's the first card, so it puts a little bit of tone to the reading. Yes, here we have the Ace of Swords, so that's the truth. So something you have been seen from above, or it might be a person in your life, an air sign person or authority in some sort, that has seen the truth. And I feel like this feeling I feel with these cards this time is a bit of tiredness, like a person really tired of fighting and don't want to have to prove themselves right anymore. They just want justice. It's almost bringing me a little bit to tears, I feel here, because it's like yielding a little bit, like they don't want to win anymore just in the just because they want to win. They want to have like something deeper here. It seems like they want understanding for their point of view. They weren't like this protective or analyzing or like such because they were evil. They are very good at foreseeing the future and what can go wrong. So they have put up some rules for how people should behave to avoid this. It's kind of the caveman walking out the cave, being a head taller than his group so he can see the dangers before they come. and he kind of tells the group to be cautious, and this can be dangerous, and think of this and this and this, and you might feel like he's a party pooper, but he just wants to say to you that he wants to be a good person in your life, taking care of things, and he's tired of fighting, tired of analyzing, tired of he doesn't want to win. He just wants you to see his side of things, and lay down arms is a little bit what I'm feeling also. He wants the sword is, I say he, it might as easily be a she, so you know, I'm just saying he because it's simple, because it's a king. So kings, he has a beard as well, so that's hard for me to say she then, but it can be her as easily. So they only want what's like in your both best interest, it seems. Okay. And the next card is Page of Wands. And Page of Wands is that rebellious person that doesn't want to listen to that father so much. But anyway, I feel that they are a bit aligned, because this is pure fire and this is pure air. And those two will, of course, make a big firestorm here. But it's also like combined forces. So I think you have the same will. You want the same thing. It's just that you might see different ways to reach this point, which you both seems to want to reach. You have the same goal, but different ways of coming there. They might be more cautious and you might be more anxious, like you want to be there yesterday and you have like 17 different ways to get there because you're a problem solver. And okay, yes. And here we have a King of Pentacles. So that's, of course, you in your grown-up version. So we see here the storyline so far. If I can show you here. It's two kings, a king of air and a king of earth. And the earth king has a fiery shield. And the king of swords here has a airy ace. But ace are pure air, this is pure fire, so it's very much alike. It's kind of the seed, and this is the one that brings the seed of fire, seed of air. So it seems like Taurus in this situation is more fiery, and there's some ideas separating those two people. The next card is Three of Cups. So Three of Cups is where you can kind of connect, and you can connect the dots. There's, as I said before, there's things that will connect those two people, and fire and air is very feisty. So I think you have energy enough to energy, and I mean like this magnetic pull towards one another to actually want to solve this. I think you want what's best for the other and what's best for yourself, and that's a very beautiful way to start a communication. And this is a communication with win-win goals, like both wants what's best for the other and also best for themselves. So there doesn't seem to be a battle anymore. It's just like you have different approaches to this, and you need to discuss it to come to terms with what's supposed to be done. Some ground rules in understanding, in taken and given, like this is what I need and this is what the other person needs, and this is what we can combine with this. So it's a willingness to solve things. It's very beautiful. You don't have to win anymore. No one has like the correct map or the only way to get to the point where you want to get. It's brainstorming here. You need to brainstorm a little bit and to talk, to come to some conclusion of how future should be built between you. So it's very beautiful. It's a tiredness, I feel, like it has been a long-lasting war, and both sides are tired, even if you seem to be still like a little bit more feisty, but I feel a lot of tiredness from this side, and not the tiredness of you, but the tiredness of the game, tiredness of old ways of behaving. And it might be that they are very tired of themselves and their own way of behaving, analyzing, being fearful, yes, things like this. Living in the future, maybe too much. So the next row of cards is Knight of Wands, and it comes underneath the King of Swords. So it feels like he has taken in this fiery energy that you have presented. Knight of Wands is Sagittarius, so it might be a third party involvement here, that there might come like a young energy that are willingness to solve this, but it might be like an archetype in this King of Swords person. And this is fire, so this is Sagittarius usually, but it might be Leo or Aries. It can be any kind of person in any kind of sign. It needs to be a person that's very analytical, but in the same way are brave enough to be able to take risks and chances. Maybe they don't want to lose what's between you, and they are going to kind of go for it. Because playing it safe hasn't led to anything, so maybe they need to show a more fiery passion to wake your interest. This might be in a lover's love game, or a friendship, family. It might be also cooperation for some, but it seems like they are meeting you here with this. Like, okay, you want fire, you want passion, you want creativity. You don't want to like count every little penny anymore. You don't want to measure who was more right. You want to have more fluid creativity and just don't do this. And they might be like, oh, you have to think of the consequences. So but here it seems like they are meeting you halfway, because they are maybe tired of this with thinking too much. It might have made them totally exhausted. And here's the Justice, so it seems like they are giving you the win here. They say, yes, here's my sword. I put it in your service. I want you to create equalness between us, because this is what we can see. It's two kings. So even if it's a girl and a boy, it's still two kings. Kings mean like a person that has reached a personal growth, where they are very stable within themselves and they know their goals. So queens are more like bringing forth new things, new ideas, birthing forth new ideas all the time, and they are very outgiving. The kings are more protecting of what they have created, like they want to bring those creation to adulthood, so they are very bit more like selfish, but it's just like it's like this with my kids and other people's kids, kind of this thing that's going on with the kings, but they are very relentless into reach their goal. So these are two goal-oriented persons that wants to. They are not going to back down from what they want and what they are thinking is important. But this person is anyway seems to be granted you like the win here. It seems like they say, okay, we'll try it your way, even if it seems very dangerous because it's risky. Okay, yes, here we have death in the middle. So this is something totally new. They are kind of waving the white flag against you and saying, well, you have the win, do whatever you want. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of giving you the speech of what's they want to tell you all the time that, well, you need to think of that, but have you thought about this? Have you seen this kind of future scenario? Do you know how dangerous this could be? And they are tired of doing this now. It feels like I'm getting headache just about feeling this. So it's like they say, okay, I'm giving up. We try it your way, but I'm really afraid. Okay, this is something new for me, but I'm offering up like my free will to this. I will surrender. I give up myself to higher forces that seems to be working against me a little bit. So it seems like you have a lot of power in this situation, Taurus, and try to figure out what you want to do with it, because you don't want to, go headstrong in your own direction and then find out that they were right all along. So think a little bit of what they have said and what can be use their skill of seeing danger before it comes, but to a certain measurement, equalness, not to the brink that you are so fearful that you don't even want to try to reach for the dreams that you have. But maybe you can find like better ways to do it, because they have said like, oh, this could be dangerous. Okay, so we avoid that danger and we do it this way instead. You can find other ways for your water to flow into the future. So don't dismiss this person totally, because they have a very analytic skill that might be very needed, but they might have used it over extensively just because they feared a vision that you might have had. The next card is Two of Swords. So that's when the decision comes up on your shoulders. You get as afraid as the King of Swords were. So now you are in this situation. Oh, what should I decide? In Osho Zen Tarot, I can recommend this deck. It's very good for personal growth. It's called Schizophrenia. It's the card where you kind of, it's Gemini. You want both two things. You want to be safe and you want to have the adventure, and you don't know what to choose. And it's kind of, you want to stay in a relationship, but you know it's bad for you. You want to stay at a work because it's giving you good money, but you hate the work. So it's kind of this situation where you maybe want to do something adventurous, maybe move to another location, move to a new country, or do something that's out of that's not usually what you do, but it's nothing new. And now you are fearful. When you had this person telling all the fears, you didn't have to be the fearful one. You could be the one with all the future plans and all the grand schemes. But now when this person has said, well, to hell with it, do whatever you want, I support you, then you are getting fearful, it seems. But here's the Three of Wands, so that's a good card. It comes underneath Three of Cups, so it seems like a compromise here between those two energies will bring forth very good new prosperities. This is a lot of ships coming in for this person. He can choose whichever he wants to go on, and he has a goal, all wands aligning towards like the spirit, the realms. So it's like taking down the spiritual energy on earth in a clear direction like this, and he's ready to go. So it's a big project, I think, that you want to launch. It's something that will require a lot of time and money and investments of different sorts. So you are afraid. It might also be going into a relationship, like taking things to the next level, buying a house, starting a new company, something like that. That's something a little bit new for you and that you have been dreaming of for quite some time, but you haven't been, you have been fearful and you haven't want to launch this. But now the responsibility lies on your shoulders. So you have gotten the win, but it's also mean that you get the responsibility for this. So you are the captain of the ship now. So future for you. It's the Tower here. So the Tower, it's still ongoing with this. It seems like this one is yielding like more and more and more, just caving in. All the old survival strategies, they are going here. It's by the divine will of the Lord here. You can see the coloring of those cards. It's obviously the ego tower, like how people try to protect themselves. We're trying to harvest things like little squirrels, saving for a winter, saving for a rainy day, being very cautious in our comfort zone. This one is totally the opposite. This is a person kind of roaming the world for new experience and new adventures, and this was the energy that they took from you. But they are still fearful, but they seem to be leaving their old way of behavior here well behind. But they are fearful that you will lose, that something will happen to your economy, or that your family will be split, or your relationship will cave because of this. Or so they are very fearful, but they seem to still be in the same direction of caving, giving in, saying yes, okay, but I'm going to die here, I'm very scared. So all my old skills are to no use here. I'm just giving up. So it would be a good thing to show this person that you do need their skills, and you do want their support in this, and you want their ideas just enough, like, so you don't be so fearful that you back out of the whole thing, because then you are killing your dreams, and that was not the purpose either. But you can be have good use still of their Nine of Swords. So people have their survival skills and different methods because it's how they have survived. And if you are kind of stealing them of their protection and how they are used to do things, their old habits of keeping a storm at bay, if you are stealing this capacity from them and saying, this is not what I want. If you want to be with me, if you want to be companion with me, you can't be so fearful. You can't hide. You can't stay in your comfort zone. You can't hide away from reality. When they then step outside their comfort zone and their survival skills and the methods they have had to keep themselves together, they obviously will fall apart, it seems, here. Okay. So this is not a comfortable situation for them. All the things that they have protecting them from their whole life will kind of come down on them. So from having a person that was very controlled, on top of things, and much able to take care of themselves and others and protect themselves from danger, you now have a person that's need to live through their past trauma, because they have held a kind of tsunami at bay, and when they are capitulating to you and your will here, the tsunami wave of old things will come to them, and they are going to have to work through all this pain. So you had a strong person at your side now. You had this, and now you will have a person that's maybe going into depression. Okay, yes, here comes the tsunami wave. And it's you that has initiated this with your demands of change. So they weren't able to stand up against this anymore. And this is, of course, a help to them, because this wall that kept all those terrors at bay, it was just a wall. And the terrors were still there. So what they need to do now is, of course, to face all the feelings that they have, all the fears. This is in an ocean wave. And the whole ocean here is their subconscious. And it has, of course, crocodiles and sharks and things there. But you see this girl, she's very content because it's the creature that's within them, their inner sea creature that's very in tune with feelings and intuition and waves going back and forth and emotion going back and up and down. So there's the person that's very skilled inside of them to take care of this situation. But they haven't been using this person for ages. They have been using this person, the King of Swords. They have been using a person that's always protect themselves from fear, so they don't have to ever feel unbalanced or depressed or whatever, because they never ever do something wrong and they never risk anything. And yeah, you know the story. And now they risk everything. So all this thing will come like a tsunami wave hitting them. So maybe you need to deal with this first before you go on with your grand scheme. Maybe you need to help your controlled person in your life through this, what they have been keeping from them their whole life. So they need to stay with the pain, stay with the fears, and bring light into this situation, this kind of divine light, so their own light can be shined forth. They will be totally changed by this process, as indicated by death here, and also the Justice card. They are very relentless. They don't, also the Tower doesn't leave people like they were. They will be totally changed. So you will have another person at your side when this when this storm is over. But it's a storm. You will be well aware of this is a storm. And you have brought this with your kind of bravery, with your want to step outside the comfort zone and bring something new into your life, some fresh new air, some new adventures. So you have rocked the stability for this person. And this is opening up the doors of this dam, and the wave will just hit him. And this is a 5 of swords, so you will take this very personally, and think that they are like, this is a personal attack against you, and they doing this just to destroy everything for you and your plans and things like this. And now you have a baby like on your responsibility. Don't do this against them. Be a support instead, because you have forced them to do something that they weren't built for doing this. So you kind of took them down piece by piece, all their survival skills, all their protection, and now they are falling to pieces. And they are not doing this because to torment you or crack your plans or whatever. They are doing this because they are going through a life crisis that will leave them forever changed when they are gone through this. So the most important thing in this scenario here is to help this person through their thing here. You might be very brave and think that fears are, well, you have been fearful your whole life. What's the problem here? But this person have lived without fear because they haven't put themselves into fearful situations ever. They have tried to avoid this. They have been very cautious. Kind of like a person not wanting to have guilt and always be nice towards others, which might be more your problem, Taurus, that you have always been nice towards people because you don't want to feel guilt like this, like you're feeling now here, guilt. So they have the same thing, but with fear, guilt, fear, it's the same. It's two different things, of course, but it's the same way to deal with this. So it's not your fault that they're broken down here. It's what wanted to be happening. It's good. It's healing this, but it's need to take time. They are not going to be the same functional person that they were before. They are going to need a lot of hugs and healing and comfort and talks, and you are going to feel like you have a baby to take care of for a while. So for a while you need to have this as your project, maybe to help them a little bit. But it's not your fault that this happened. It's a natural course of events. It was written in the storybooks that this day they would find themselves and their fears and have to face this. And this is a good thing because they are going to heal from this. But if you are kind of being angry at them for stealing the show, this is not going to be helpful because they are really like out on deep waters here and thin ice. So try to be a bit adult in this situation because they did this to make you happy. So it's kind of, you can mirror yourself in them because you have the same problem, but maybe on other kind of other sides. And here you have a Temperance card, so that shows me that this is going to deepen your connection and your healing, and it's going to change you forever. It's really like a chance to grow together as persons, and also to expand as souls, to have like twice the experience that you have now. This might be a really good situation. You might feel it like a really win in the end. And this situation which you were maybe quarreling about from the beginning, it will probably solve itself as well. But first, I think you need to heal your relationship and like settle into the new dynamics on this, because it seems very, it will be in a new way. And you will have a lot of responsibility here. You will need to take a lot of responsibility because I think you have more practice into healing traumas than they might have. Interesting, Taurus. It wasn't really what I expected here, but when death comes like this, They will leave you forever changed. And I think it was because there were two kings, so the balance was the old, this one couldn't continue as they were because you took the king role, you as well. So the balance came, and they needed to face themselves then. So this is all natural, and it's as it should be, but it will take some time to come through this. You can't like plan for a rational future now when you have a person that's on the brink of depression at your side. So, wisdom of the hidden realms for you. Yes, you see. The light has brought forward this situation. It's a situation that wants to be enlightened, and it wants to be balanced. So it was an imbalance that's now is both seen and going to be like balanced out. It just needs to storm a little bit first. Let there be a storm, because this storm is going to enlighten the whole situation, maybe with some flashes of insight here, and it's going to lead to something very good in the end. It's a healing event, so just go with it. Let it take the time that's necessary for this to happen. It's for you, it might seem as a side step, but it's not. It's actually really important, and it's going to solve a lot of problems as well. Okay. It looks like we had a monk or nun here first. Monk or nun, I think of this person that they might have learned to live their life according to several rules that have made them feel safe and secure, like living in a monastery, being very good, following the rules and regulation, and you get your food on certain times, and everything happens in a schedule, and this make you like very safe and cocooned, but it's not making you really ready for the real world. And we also have the male female here, so I think this is kind of equalness in relationship here with keeper of the scale, fairness, balance, male female, and justice card. So I think relationship will be very balanced here. It will balance itself out, because one party is taking maybe more an authority role, and the other one can't then stay in their old role of power and how they have felt safe. So this is of course breaking down then, and this is a journey, leaving and travel. And you have both the Page of Wands here and the Three of Wands for journey, and the Knight of Wands. So the journey, the adventure that you want to go on is still on. Like, you will be able to discuss this later on, but this tsunami wave needs to be leveled out first. Like, there needs to be calmer waters before this travel can happen. But it's still on. It's still destined to happen, this dream that you have. Okay. So, Taurus, that it seems beautiful, but don't take the blame. Like, don't be like this, because it will cause conflict between you. Don't feel like a martyr. Like, just see that, okay, I love them. They need to go through this. I will help them. I give them this time. Try to be more patient, like with the Temperance card here. Build bridges and understanding and love instead of intolerance and feeling like, why do I always have to? Yes. Taurus is often caretakers. So you might feel like there's a lot of burden on you, and it will be for quite some time, because you have kind of broken a person while dragging them outside their comfort zone. And that was a good thing in the greater scale, but in the short run, there will be a storm. Okay. So take, yes, I will say this first, that I'm happy for you watching this as far as this. And next time I will be talking, it will be about 2017, the year of end of illusions. It will be exciting to see that year coming and unfolding. So I want to take this time to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So take really good care until we see each other again. Bye-bye.